Quetta, Pakistan. China is lavishing vast amounts of aid on a small Pakistani fishing town to win over locals and build a commercial deep-water port that the United States and India suspect may also one day serve the Chinese Navy. Beijing has built a school, sent doctors and pledged about US $500 million, $800 million, in grants for an airport, hospital, college and badly needed water infrastructure for Quetta, a dusty town whose harbour juts out into the Arabian Sea, overlooking some of the world's busiest oil and gas shipping lanes. The video game craze in China is expected to generate $27.5 billion in sales this year and is driving a booming esports market. On Monday, ASK shares jump 44% while Retail Food Group falls over 7%. ADI faces more questions over the fate of its controversial Queensland coal mine after it agreed to part ways with mining services company Downer. Treasurer Scott Morrison says jobs and growth will continue to be the government's focus at the mid-year budget update. Finance Minister Matthias Cormann speaks about higher education funding at the government's mid-year budget update. Treasurer Scott Morrison offers insights into the federal government's mid-year budget update ahead of the official announcement later today. US tax cuts are largely priced into financial markets. However, with a number of senators expressing concerns, will the House and Senate come up with a reconciled plan that is voted through Congress? This video was produced in commercial partnership between Fairfax Media and IG Markets. Father and engineer, Professor Keith Alexander is the inventor of the Sprifree trampoline, which claims to be the world's safest trampoline. The video game craze in China is expected to generate $27.5 billion in sales this year and is driving a booming esports market. The grants include US $230 million for a new international airport, one of the largest such disbursements China has made abroad, according to researchers and Pakistani officials. The handouts for the Quetta project is a departure from Beijing's usual approach in other countries. China has traditionally derided Western-style aid in favor of infrastructure projects for which it normally provides loans through Chinese state-owned commercial and development banks. The concentration of grants is quite striking, said Andrew Small, an author of a book on China-Pakistan relations and a Washington-based researcher at the German Marshall Fund think tank. China largely does aids or grants, and when it has done them, they have tended to be modest. Pakistan has welcomed the aid with open hands. However, Beijing's unusual largesse has also fueled suspicions in the US and India that Quetta is part of China's future geostrategic plans to challenge US naval dominance.